Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly and I am so glad you guys are here. Tsunami is not my last name. If you try to find me as Shelly Tsunami, no, that's just a lifestyle. That's not necessarily a last name. Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys are doing really well. I am super excited because today I am bringing the uber controversial, I don't know how controversial it is, Harry Potter collection from Colourpop. This is not the full collection. I got the palette and I think we have a lip and an eyeliner maybe? Let me look here. I don't know. I gotta open it up and look at it. Oh, this looks like an eyeliner. Okay, so we have an eyeliner and a lip product and a and the palette. Now, Shell, why is this controversial? Let me put some eye base on while I'm doing this. Controversial because, now see, I don't follow J.K. Rowling's social media. I don't really follow her, so I'm ignorant. And the fact that even though she wrote a largely suspected gay character as one of the main characters of the books and the movies and whatever else, she apparently, I read something, I was reading into it, and she said basically people that don't menstruate are not women. I'm paraphrasing. It's something along those lines, which, you know, I personally could pick a bone with because my personal situation is I had a hysterectomy in 2010. So I haven't menstruated in 12 years. I'm still a woman. I still identify as a female. You can't take that away from me. So I don't know what that is. There's a lot of people that are saying that she's very anti-trans, transphobic, whatever else. Here's the thing. I don't follow her stuff. I don't know her. I personally love Hogwarts. I said it. I love the Harry Potter stories. I love some of the messages in the stories. I think they were very well written and well portrayed and very well acted, and that's all I'm going to say on it. My kids love Harry Potter. We never at any point in time associate Harry Potter with anything transphobic. Sorry. I am apparently insensitive when it comes to that, and I can own that. That is all I'm going to say on the topic because I love Harry Potter, and maybe you do too. I'm not going to feel guilty about purchasing the palette. I don't know how much of the money from this palette goes to J.K. Rowling. I suspect that the majority of it goes in the pockets of the people that actually made it. Maybe the company, Colourpop, and their employees, and their labs, and their marketing people, and whatever else. This is the palette. It's huge. It's huge and it's really pretty. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 24 shades in this palette. We have a top half of kind of like your neutrals, a lot of warm colors, and then we get a little interesting in the color story down below. Their shades are called Lumos, Floating Candles, Marauder's Map, Liquid Luck, Whomping Willow, Hufflepuff, Golden Snitch, Pumpkin Juice, Mandrake, Invisibility Cloak, Butterbeer, Gryffindor, Enchanted Keys, Patronus, Forbidden Forest, Ravenclaw, Gillyweed, Great Hall, Nimbus 2000, Slytherin, Elder Wand, Hungarian Horntail, Sorting Hat, and Dementor. I love it. I love the fact that we've got all of these cute little, you know, names that just are so reminiscent of the stories. I want to go back and watch them all again. In fact, my husband, finally, I think he has now gotten through all of them. Seems like around Christmas time we start watching them again. Let's get into, should we do 3 looks? I am so dropping stuff everywhere, you guys. Let's get into doing 3 looks with this palette because I think it's super pretty, and I think there's a lot of options in here. There are some what look like a super finely milled pressed glitter, and there are some shimmers, some mattes. We'll have to see if these shimmers read as metallic. I'm just kind of sorting some brushes right here, kind of like the sorting hat, but not. It's more like one of those shape sorters that you give your little kids. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. I clean brushes. And I wash my hair. Speaking of cleaning things, I wash my hair. Sorry for the wet hair. Okay, I am sorted. Myself is sorted out. Let's get into, so normally when I do 3 looks with 1 palette, I try to do a work look, a fun look, and kind of a daytime look. I think I'm gonna start with, a work look, a fun look, and a date night look. That's what I meant to say. Let's start with like a date look on one side, and we'll just kind of play and see what we can come up with. I feel like I want to do something with this super dark green down here, but these shimmers right here, these blue ones, are a little bit out of my comfort zone as well. So let's do something with those. I'm gonna start with kind of a taupe in here called Enchanted Keys as my kind of transition shade. It's gonna sort of set the tone. So you guys, if you choose to comment on J.K. Rowling, or if you choose to comment on Hogwarts and Harry Potter and all that stuff, please try to keep it respectful. I'm not gonna say you can't comment, but let's just try not to get carried away here. You may feel a certain sort of way, and I can accept that. I'm okay with that. You're allowed to have your feelings. You're allowed to be upset. I think Harry Potter is a lot like The Wizard of Oz to me. They show The Wizard of Oz every year, but they don't talk about Judy Garland being drugged up, and they don't blame, you know, they don't make it about her. It's still a well-loved franchise. I think we can separate the two. You guys, I don't know. Again, I've said far too much. I didn't mean to tell. So that was Enchanted Keys. I'm going to take this dark green called Slytherin, and so far this is very much the Colourpop quality that I would expect. I feel like I've done several green looks for you guys lately, but it's fall and kind of digging on green eyeshadow right now. You guys are a little bit further away, huh? Apologize. Hopefully you're staying in focus, okay? If you guys prefer me to zoom you in a little bit more, let me know. Sometimes I remember, usually about the time that I'm partway through. Beautiful green. I'm really loving that. That is stunning. I'm going to go back into a little bit more of Enchanted Keys just to kind of blend out that top. Yeah, that green is really pretty. Okay, I feel like I really want to take this Nimbus 2000, which is kind of like this green gold shade. I'm going to take that on my finger. Oh, love Colourpop's creamy quality. Shimmers are just so pretty. And again, this is kind of like my smoky, sultry date night look. Digging that. Love it. Love, love, love. I think I'm going to give that dark green a little bit more depth, and I'm going to go into there's a couple dark browns and a couple dark grays. I think I want to go into this dark gray right here, which is called Elder Wand, and I'm just going to use that to deepen this up. Still don't want it to be largely green. Yay, so happy. Because I've got that kind of green gold in Nimbus 2000, I'm going to go into Floating Candles, which is a gold champagne shimmer. Throw that right here. That's maybe a little too champagne, a little too sparkly. We're going to rock with it. Blush, I didn't pick up any more products in right there. I might as well use the black in here. I'm going to go into Dementor, which is the darkest. Well, it's a black shade. Trying to tap off a little of Kick Up so that I don't get it all over my face makeup, which is kind of silly because I'm literally going to be taking this off. Okay, pretty. And then I'm going to go back into Slytherin, take a little bit more of that, and just add that to the black. And then I'm going to go into Nimbus 2000, same brush, basically what we did on the top, the bottom. And I feel that's still a little harsh, so I'm going to grab my brush and softening on that whole thing. All right, smoky, rich, love those greens. They don't read as like a true green. They're really kind of that grungy, dusty, dirty-ish green. Let's throw some mascara on. I've got a couple mascaras here that I'm trying to decide if I need to toss. This one is the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. So I'll throw on coats of this, see if this is gonna make the cut or not. A mirror. The palette does not come with a mirror, but I do love the artwork on it. I think the artwork is super cute. I don't think I have any other Harry Potter palettes. I do have a wizarding one, I think from Storybook Cosmetics. And obviously I have a lengthy collection of Colourpop. Okay, that mascara is fine. It's maybe, yeah, it's okay. I've had it for a long time, and I was looking at my drawer going, I don't even remember when I opened this. So that's when I decided, hey, I probably need to use it and decide if it needs to go away. Okay, I'm a little lopsided right now because I have one eye done, one eye not. I'm going to take the lip product that I bought, which is this is Leviosa, not Leviosa, and this is the Hermione Granger, or H. Granger. Anyway, super cute. It was the one that looked like it was kind of the nudie color. I did not put on any lip liner, and I have a little bit of like a lip mask from earlier. And this feels like one of those matte, kind of cushiony matte lips that I probably could have gone away with a little bit of lip liner. We'll have to put some on here at the end. Okay, so that's look number one, kind of a date night look. Let's go into something that's more, let's do something kind of fun, shall we? I want to take this shade, this kind of marigold shade called Hufflepuff. I'm going to grab that, start with that right here. Now this is going to be kind of an eye look that I might wear if I had a little bit of time, not super rushed in the morning. I really want to try this shade right here called Invisibility Cloak. I have no idea what it's gonna look like. It's marbled and it might be a super shock. Actually, it's like a cream shade. So let's see what this does. Subtle orange, not a ton of pigment with that. It's more like a topper, but because it's pulling in some reddish, some orange, some yellow. Very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna pick a little bit up with my finger. Yeah, it's super, super creamy. And now it seems to be turning more red once I break the marbling together. Yeah, I feel like that's a cream shade. Okay, I'm gonna go to the shade next to it, which is called Butterbeer, and it's gonna be like a copper shade. That's a different formula. And actually, that's super pretty over the top of it. So I'm not really sure what to do with Invisibility Cloak because it's a cream shade. Maybe it's one that, you know, you would use on its own, quite possibly. Okay, Gryffindor, which is this kind of reddish brown color here. And I'm going to use that a little bit on the outside. So this isn't necessarily, you know, something that's like super out of somebody's comfort zone, especially if you like warm shades. Copper colors, I think, work really well on a variety of eye tones. I think they can really make certain eye colors really stand out. I'm going to grab a little bit more of Puff, which is the kind of yellow color we start bringing up even higher than I normally would. Those colors are super pretty. Love, 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 love that. I'm trying to decide if I need to deepen that up a little bit. I think I'm going to leave it alone. I don't think I'm going to add any more to that, but I do want to get into, there's a shimmer in here called Pumpkin Juice. It almost looks a little bit like a satin shade. I'm just going to pick a little bit up on my brush line. Yeah, love that. Now I'm going to go a little bit crazy here and let's swatch these three blues right here in the middle. So the first one is Patronus, pretty. The second one feels like it's a more of a finely milled, crushed but chunky glitter called Forbidden Forest. Just going to be that one. Yeah, that's way more of a glitter. Probably not going to use that one. And then the last one is called Ravenclaw, which is another one of the Hogwarts houses. And that's beautiful. It's a shimmer too, but it's a deeper, richer shade. So I'm going to take that one. Probably never going to use Forbidden Forest, but I'm taking Ravenclaw, pushing it into my lash line just to darken that up, which can close off your eyes just as well. And I'm bringing it up a little bit to my upper lash line, like that. I probably need a little bit of an inner corner highlight, huh? Let me grab a brush again. This time I'm going to go into, you know what? I kind of want to take Liquid Luck. I had to change my battery, but now I'm back. Okay, so I'm going to take Liquid Luck, and because that's darker than what I would normally do for an inner corner, I'm just going to kind of blend it up into the other kind of orangey, yellowy shades. And then I'm going to take a little tiny bit of Floating Candles again, right on top. Might as well do that too. All right, let's put on some mascara. I'm going to use the same one again. Where did it go? There it is. And we'll see what my fun look looks like. Okay, I feel like the mascara got a little clumpy on my eyelashes that time. Important to stay hydrated. Okay, so the kind of warm, fun, orangey look, I think that's actually really flattering. I love that touch of blue. I think that's really pretty. Love this smoky, sultry, a little bit more green and gold, exotic kind of look. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So far I have zero concerns about this palette. I am not sponsored, affiliate, endorsed. I don't get anything in PR. You guys know this already. There's nobody paying me to do these videos. I just really enjoy eyeshadow, really enjoy Colourpop formula, frankly. I kind of forget about them sometimes because I'm always trying to try the new and the just released and the whatever else, and I come back to Colourpop and I'm like, oh, these are so good. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to take off both of these looks. Let's do a more cohesive look on the same on both eye, and I might even go a little out of my comfort zone with it. I might take something work related and then as a third look, and then maybe take it to a fourth look to amp it up. If you guys are interested in that, please continue sticking around, but I will be here in just a second. Okay, guys, I am back mostly cleaned up. I think we got most of it, most of the dregs of it off of my eyelashes. So let's go back, and I do have a little bit more of that eye primer shadow base that I had on from earlier. So now I still have that eyeliner, that liquid eyeliner, so I want to incorporate that, but I think we're going to start with something that's a little bit more like work appropriate. And I think the first color that jumps out to me as being super work appropriate is this kind of tan color right here. It's called Whomping Willow. I love that this palette gives you a number of like transition shades or neutrals. So if you are a neutral lover, or if that's what you're predominantly gravitating towards, especially on a daily basis, you've got two different cool toned ones and then a warmer tone one in addition to that kind of yellow, which could read as something a little bit more fun or could read as a, you know, a neutral transition shade depending on how you use it. And this palette does have a combination of lights and darks, so I get these shades right here that could easily be transition shades, or they can be my everyday work shadow. I could literally use just this color alone and throw on my glasses and head into a meeting. That's what I do sometimes. Okay, so I've got that shade called Whomping Willow. And then I'm going to go into, since I haven't used it yet, I'm going to use Marauder's Map, which is like a cool toned neutral, kind of almost like a stone color. I'm going to use that on my movable lid because it gives me the coverage and it's not too cool tone that I couldn't use it for again, a work look. So sometimes with work, that might be all I do, just something very clean and minimal and simple. But for right now, I'm going to go into Great Hall, which is the shade down here. And I've got a little, almost a little pencil brush. Now there is a significant amount of kick up in here, you guys. The palette itself, because of the way the Marauder's map on the palette is printed and it kind of looks like old parchment paper, I am not super worried about keeping the palette really clean or getting it dirty with some of the fallout. I think it just kind of that adds to the look. Okay. So I went a little darker with Great Hall, and it's not maybe the richest shade in here, but it's a perfectly fine shade to kind of blend in and make the most of some shading to create that kind of color that gradient that you're looking for. If you're looking for it, you might not be. Okay, I'm going to take my first initial brush here and kind of blend that out. Do you guys get to wear, or do you feel comfortable wearing more colorful eyeshadows to work? Or are you kind of like me where you kind of have a corporate job and you need to be, you shouldn't be, or at least it feels like too much attention if you're it feels like too much attention if you're too creative with your eyeshadow. I try not to be too creative with my eyeshadow. I want to be known for doing a good job, not necessarily, oh, there's the gal that comes in with all the eyeshadow on. It's kind of like a Coco Chanel thing, you know, where you spin in front of the mirror and whatever catches your eye when you stop, you take off before you leave. So this is probably what I would do just for work with a little mascara and not much more. I'm going to actually take it a little bit more interesting because I'm going to get to go, you know, leave the house with my husband a little bit here. So I'm going to take this kind of almost like a shimmery acid green called Hungarian Horntail. And it's another one of the creamy, soft shimmers. And I'm just drinking that over the movable part of my lid. Love it, super pretty. This is gonna be a good daytime look, kind of transitioning from work to something a little bit more fun. Okay, I like that. And I did all over the lower movable part of my lid, stopping before I got to the crease. Now I wanna use that eyeliner, and I know it's like a blue color if I recall. Yeah, this is a blue liquid liner. And I don't remember how long it's been since I've used a Colourpop liquid liner, but I'm going to take this very small bottle, like the bottle's small and the wand is a little bit bigger. And I'm going to take this up against my lash line. Okay, I got that blue on and it's kind of a dusty blue, very interesting. It's almost like a denim blue, and I'm just kind of blending that shimmer into those matte browns. That dusty blue, again, which shade is this? I think it says Locket. Okay, I cleaned up a little bit of the that green shimmer that kind of traveled underneath my eye a little bit. I've got the kind of mattes and a little bit of green shimmer coming through, and then that blue eyeliner, and I really like that. I'm going to leave that alone, and I think I want to take Mandrake again, which is a little bit warmer of a brown, and we're going to take a little bit of this down here. I feel like I've got a little bit of either mascara or the dregs of something from previous eye look that didn't quite get clean, but it's mostly matching, so we're going to leave that one alone. My eyeballs looking here. Okay, so a little smoky. That's kind of what I do. I like it. The only shade I don't think I used was Sorting Hat, Patronus, and Lumos. Maybe we'll take a little bit of Lumos. I have a feeling that's going to be a bad idea, but let me grab that. Lumos is the lightest shimmer in here. Just a little tiny dot of that. I don't want it to be too highlightery, too crazy. All right, let me put some mascara on. A little bit of final thoughts on it. Okay, guys, I am done with my, is that third or fourth? Fourth look. I kind of cheated here with the third and bumped it up to a little bit of a fourth look. I like the way this looks. I can tell you the palette is a rainbow palette, right? And it's a big palette. You may not need this many shades. What did I say, 24 shades? Yeah, 24 shades is a lot of shades. You may not have a need for this. I do feel like the challenge of can I get 3 looks with this palette is realized, right? I definitely have a number of neutrals that I can use for work look. I do have some warm tones, which are great for this time of year. I'm loving that. This green is great. These 2 other greens are great. My favorite shade in this entire palette would probably be, okay, I just swatched Nimbus 2000 right here and Hungarian Horntail right here, which is the one I'm using right now. And I like both of those shades. I think of the two, I probably like Nimbus 2000. Just has that kind of grungier green, richer green, which I'm a big fan of. Get some of these swatches off my fingers here. I do love Better Bear. Better Bear is a really fun one. I don't think I used Golden Snitch. There's enough shades in here where I could easily do a lot more. In true Colourpop fashion, they do tend to give you color stories in, I don't know, I look at them like sometimes in quads. Like that could be an interesting color story, as could that, as could that. Kind of just, you know, you pick the four together and they can be somewhat interesting. I'm going to put a piece of tape over this, this one right here. What is that called? Forbidden Forest. That should be forbidden on your face. I wouldn't put that. I'm surprised I don't have it literally all over myself right now, because that's what happens with glitters for me. So you can keep kind of looking at the quads and get some really, really beautiful color stories. I'm super excited about this. Maybe not necessarily down a row, because that might be too many shades, but I think, you know, you got some cohesion there. Down a column, yeah, I can see going down a column for the majority of them. I love the fact that it has Dementor, which is that rich dark black shade. I'm going to probably use that to smoke out my eyes when I need a little bit more extra drama. The Slytherin color is great, even though that was my least favorite house in Harry Potter. Here's who I think buys this. You're either a early 20s to mid 20s, maybe even upper teenager who watched a lot of Harry Potter. You're that young adult, or you're a parent or a grandparent or a friend, an aunt of someone who is of that age bracket, and you buy this as a gift. You buy this now as the Christmas gift that you're going to give them in a couple months. That's why I think buys it. Unless you completely stand Harry Potter, or unless you need a rainbow palette, you don't need this palette, but I think it's gonna make a great gift. It says pressed powder palette, and that's a US thing because there's shades here that you're not supposed to use on your eyes. I love the print on the back of this. When you look through the window of the sleeve, you've got all the houses represented, their little coat of arms. I think it's super cute. I like this palette. This is actually probably a good, I'm gonna call this wintertime vacation palette. If you go somewhere interesting over the winter, perhaps, I'm gonna fix this blush here. Perhaps you're, I don't know, going to Mexico for Christmas, or Hawaii, or even Europe. This would be a great travel palette because it all can stay together, relatively well protected. It's a cardboard package, and I think this gives you a big variety for a week on vacation. I like this palette. I'm okay with it. I don't feel bad. The lip is a matte lip. I did go over my lips again with a little bit of lip liner to kind of richen out the outer edge of it. And it's okay. I think the shade is probably a touch warmer than what I normally use, but it's a pretty color. It goes well with kind of a more of a bronzy cheek situation. I have to fix something here. I started layering on different blushes when I was cleaning up. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of your guys' hair. I hope you found this video interesting in some way. If you were interested in wondering, should you pick it up? Only if you need to, only if you need it, or if you know somebody who is a big fan of them, I would then pick it up. But you probably have these shades in other palettes. I'm just telling you right now. I just think it's super fun. Or you may have a social obligation to boycott anything even remotely associated with J.K. Rowling. And that's you. You do your thing too, and I'm okay with that. This is a place where everybody is welcome. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing really well. If by me doing multiple looks with this palette offends you, then and you wish to part ways, that's okay too. I hope you well in your journey. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.